Well, speaking of contact sport, thanks for coming today.
Thanks for having
Hey, you're
me.
welcome. I always these are fun for me because it's not just like, oh, you're in real estate. What do you like? I like getting the backstory. Like, how did you even get in the game? What'd you do
Yeah.
before? But I know the background because we just talked to one of the gals that you sent over my way. Super sweet. I can't wait to meet her
Oh,
in
yeah.
person.
She's the best.
But then to find out the story that she was in your previous career
Yeah.
too. So can you
Yeah.
talk about that?
Yeah. So, well, it's funny that you say career because I don't know that I look at it like that. But I danced in the NBA for 5 years, and it was the time of my life. It was amazing. And I really did meet all my best friends. And I'm still best friends with the girls that I
You have like
met
a
on
group
those
chat that
teams.
you still.
Oh, yeah. We've
That's
got the group
awesome.
chat. It was going off this morning.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I love it.
But I did that for 5 years. I remember I auditioned in college. Honestly, I don't know why. I just was like, I think I want something bigger. I want something better. What can I do?
Now, were you doing any gymnastics, cheer,
I
anything?
was I was on my college dance team for 1 year, and that was
Okay.
great. I just kind of, I don't know. It was like you're in college, and I just kind of wanted to branch out a little bit more. And so it's like, oh, I think I'll audition to be an NBA dancer.
Wow.
Didn't know what I was doing, but you know what? It worked out, and it was great. And it was it was harder work than I anticipated, and much more time consuming than I thought.
Well, I think that
So
I go to the games and I see the dancers and like, wow, they're having so much fun out there.
yeah,
But you don't know the behind the scenes.
no,
Like, what were those workouts and training? And it's not even the
we
workout conditioning wise.
So
It's
we
like,
worked out and rehearsed about 3 times a week. But what people don't know is those other 3, 4 times a week, we're on the court and we're actually at games. So it was like usually about a 6 day a week gig. And
wow.
similar to real estate, everybody thinks it's easy and it's all roses and butterflies, but it's hard. It's hard work. But it taught me discipline, and it taught me about teamwork. And I don't know, I use all of that in my business and with my team now.
Hmm.
That's good.
What do you think you mentioned the hardest thing, like real estate. What do you think the hardest thing is in real estate?
Well, I don't know. Right now it's hard because we're in a very inventory challenged environment, right? So now more than ever, I think that your relationships with your clients and your relationships with other agents, it's never been more important. And so, yeah, that it's challenging. It
I think it's
is.
hard on you and the clients,
It
like
is.
emotionally, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, you're dealing with such a huge asset. It's where you spend your time. And I have moved all over the place. So I know the importance of home. I feel that. I love my home, and it's just, I mean, that's your safe space. And so to be able to give that to other people is like the best blessing I
Yeah.
think that I can give.
I tell you, I love that, and I think of the. It's even sweeter when it was more challenging, right? But the
Yeah.
challenges, especially now, because I was just sharing with you, like I'm going through it, like the
Mm-hmm.
emotional ties of
Yeah.
trying to get a house,
Yep.
structuring the offer right, the stress of waiting to hear. Like you write on the contract, we'll hear tomorrow by noon, and you got to wait till noon, and you're like, why
Right.
haven't they even said anything yet?
Yeah. It's a lot. It's a
But how do you
roller
manage as a
coaster.
realtor? Like as the consumer, I'm sweating it with my wife and kids, and they're asking me, and
Yep.
how do you as the agent, do you compartmentalize it? Do you take that on? Do you like,
For me personally, I take it on, which isn't always good. It's just that's my personality. That's my nature to take it on with them. And I certainly can compartmentalize and hide that really well, but by being professional and making sure that everything's in line and ready as it should be. But I mean, I have been through it. And so it's nerve wracking. It's challenging. It's scary. It's a scary process to buy a house, and you don't know things that you don't know. And so, yeah, I don't take any of it lightly, and I don't think my clients should either. So it's just, it's a process.
yeah. Now talking about the business, because obviously I know that, not just the NBA got you prepared for the stuff that goes on in real estate, because it is a lot, but you also manage like a home and kids and mompreneur,
Yeah.
right? Like how do you get it all in?
Um, Honestly, I don't. And there's some times that I feel like I'm completely spread thin. But I have a really good support system at home. My husband, even though he does travel for work, he is my biggest supporter, my biggest cheerleader. He's also a very great referral partner, my biggest referral partner. And so knowing that I have that support behind me it gives me the courage to just keep going. And with my kids, it's good. They see mom working and they know if we're in the car, we might have to stop by at a client's house, or we might have to stop by a house and drop something off. They know how it goes. And I don't always have it together. I have a nanny who helps me at home. I can't sit here and say that, oh yeah, everything's good and it's super easy being a mom and balancing a business while your husband's traveling half the year. It's hard, but I genuinely love what I do, and so it makes it worth it.
I like that you incorporate them in it, though.
Yeah.
Like they're learning it too, but then
Yeah.
you're also like with them, not like, oh, hey, let me get the sitter, let me get someone to
Yeah.
help, and then I'll go show a property, or,
Mhm.
right? You're like, hey, kids, come with me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the clients.
And I think before and earlier in my career, I remember feeling really nervous to say, "Oh, I can't talk right now because my kids I'm picking them up from school, or I'm at my son's soccer game." Now I feel very comfortable setting those boundaries, and my clients, I think, respect that because most of them have kids too.
Right.
So
It's
we all
just the real.
have our yes.
It's real.
Yeah.
It's like we talk about social media, and it's like mostly fake.
Yeah.
But the ones that, I don't know about you, but that I like and follow and engage with are the ones that are more real. Like,
Yes.
the guy this morning was like sharing, he's like, man, I'm just tired today. He's like, I know you're not supposed to say that on social,
But that's
I'm
so
just
sad
tired
that you
today.
can't say that. It's
Exactly.
so sad because
Yeah.
we're all tired. Everyone's tired.
Yeah.
We're in a society of being tired because we are all spread too thin. So I don't know. Faith is also really important to me. And, I use that. My team also uses that to keep us going.
Stay more grounded.
Yes.
Yeah. How does it work with your team? How do you leverage the team or?
Yeah, gosh. So I've basically been on the same team since the inception of my real estate career. And I don't think I would still be in real estate if I didn't have a team. I've always been on a team. My husband's always been on a team. I work better with other people. I like the collaborative effort. I like bouncing ideas off of people. And I don't know, it's really great to be surrounded by people that are like-minded, even though we maybe have our different niches and we have different personalities, or this person works in different parts of the valley, or maybe not in the luxury space or in the luxury space, but you learn and grow from everybody, and even people, especially people that are new in the business. I'm still learning. We all are. So
Well, I like the community aspect because you got a great group over there.
Yeah.
But the fact that you stayed together the whole time. So a lot of people start looking around, like, oh, maybe I've gotten enough out of my team.
Yeah.
It's time for me to go on my own.
Yeah.
Like, what keeps you there?
So it's a safe space, right? I mean, we have accountability, we have coaching. We don't take our business lightly because we are dealing with people's biggest assets, and it means so much to us, and we care so much. And so again, just having the weekly meetings and constant check-ins, and just, we all have each other's backs. It's a good group of people to be around.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Do you have any like routines that you do or follow through? I know you mentioned coaching, so there's probably some playbook of some sort that they have, like this many calls or who to call, or having a rhythm of some sort.
Yeah. So our team, we're not cold callers. We're not door knockers. That's just not the nature of our business. Most of my business is referral based, completely referral based. And I like it like that. I'm not.
It's the best.
It is the best. Well, and I'm so grateful for every referral, and that shows me, that people are thinking of me, and it means the world to me.
Well, and they see how much you care.
Yeah. And so we really like to focus on our people, our spheres, our family, our friends, the people that we see every day are those that's who we spend time loving on. And
So do you guys have
it
some
works.
sort of a plan or whatever that you follow to stay in touch with?
We do. And we all have, so our team, we all have separate business plans because we all have separate businesses. So even though we are one team under one brokerage, we all run our businesses individually. And so it looks different for everybody.
So what's yours?
So for me, relationship, that's the overarching highlight of my business is relationships. And so, again, I'm not somebody that's going to pick up the phone and call a random business or see someone on the street and say, hey, do you know anyone buying or selling real estate? That's not me. That's just not who I am. And I have to stay authentic to myself. So, doing client appreciation events and just loving on your people and staying connected to them, knowing them, asking them questions about their family and their friends and their occupation. That's what everybody wants to talk about. And so by doing that, I'm able to figure out if they do need my help in real estate or otherwise, right?
Yeah.
So
You stay connected.
Yeah.
What's some of the events that you've done? What's some of the, I love events, so I love ideas.
Yeah, so we just did a homebuyer seminar, which was great. And so we got a room of people. Most of them probably were first-time homebuyers, people that just don't understand the process of how to buy real estate. And just simplified that down for them in, again, a safe space, right?
Yeah.
Client appreciation events are really big. We do an annual golf tournament every year that I love. It's called Putts for Paws, and it's a celebrity athlete golf tournament. So we get people from the community by giving money to a beneficiary. Our last one a few months ago was for Soldiers' Best Friends. You helped with that, by the way. You know that. And it's great. It's a way to get I do work with a lot of athletes, and most of them like golf. So to get them mixed in with the community and then to raise money, we raised $80,000 for Soldiers' Best Friend in one event. And
good for you.
Yeah. So
That sounds
it's
good.
stuff like that, giving back to the community, and again, just finding authentic ways to love on our people is
I
important.
love it.
Yeah.
Those are good events.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any other events that you've done?
So honestly, just one of my favorite things to do is when someone closes on a home to host their housewarming party.
I like that.
Yeah, because it gets their family and friends to be in one place, and it's nice to meet them. And then it's a way to celebrate their house without them having to do anything else because they probably just moved. They're probably tired. They don't want to think about planning an event. So we plan the event for them, and it's a nice way to kick off them living in their home.
So for some of the agents that might be watching here, what's that look like? So do you help with hey, we're going to order the catering, we're going to invite people,
so
we'll
I
manage
actually,
everything.
yes. So I handle the invitation. I have them send me their 10 favorite people that they would want to include, depending on, how big the house is or who the client is. And then I have this amazing guy's name. I call him Chef Bob. He's the best. And he will.
Chef Bob good?
Chef Bob is amazing. He will come to your house. He'll cook everything, prepare everything, and then he'll serve it, and he will clean up for you. So it's great.
The best feature.
Yes. And then you get to mingle with other people and meet, again, their friends and family. And I love doing that. That's one of my favorites.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me unpack it. So you get the list. Is that an Eventbrite, handwritten invitation, phone call?
I like paperless posts because it's a little bit classier than like an Evite.
Okay.
I like the envelope coming out, and I like that. And then I'll send it out on their behalf, and then we get the RSVP list, and I coordinate with Chef Bob about what the menu looks like. I usually ask them what kind of food do you want?
Yeah.
Just as a basis. And then Bob and I will kind of come up with a menu, and he'll execute it. He'll come over a couple hours before and start cooking, and then Yeah.
Does he give you like, hey,
And it looks
this is
different
the
for
wine
everyone.
pairing or something, and then you're bringing
He
some
will do
booze on the
that.
side, or
Yeah, he will do that. It depends. I've had some clients that are like winos and they like to have their own wine and they like to pair their wine with, whatever food is being served. And then I've had some that are like, margarita type people and they want, we'll bring Casamigos and some limes and
nice.
yeah.
There's customized.
Yeah, exactly. And that's, yeah. I think all of our events are really customized to different groups so that we're
Personalized to them.
yeah.
I love it. Well, it's just like your
Yeah.
business, right? I'm catering to them. It's by referral only. It's by design.
Yes.
Yeah. What's some of your other, do you have any other weekly routine things that you do?
Weekly routine is I like to know the inventory. And
Okay.
so going and seeing houses specifically in areas that I am close to, that I sell frequently in, I like to know what's on the market and also what's coming on the market. We also, we do quite a bit off market sales. So it's, I think there's again, we're in that environment where you have to create your own inventory and you have to really step outside of the box. And so, yeah, I think over the years I've just built some really good relationships with people to be able to call them and say, hey, what do you have coming up? What do you know of that's coming up?
Okay.
So that we can create the inventory.
Other than that tactic, which is awesome, is there any other ways you're creating inventory?
Well, our brokerage does a lot of off market. So we have an app.
Access to that.
We have access to that. Yeah. Every Thursday we meet and we go through who has off market listings and can we match them up with buyers.
Nice.
And that's a huge it's a huge leveraging point at least in my business, because anybody can go online and see what's available, right? We can all Google and Zillow what's on the market. I don't know that Zillow is going to be accurate. Probably
No, but
not.
that's where people go.
Yeah. And so to be able to have access to listings that the public can't see, that's huge.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, and I love how you're like, I really have to be up on the market,
Yes.
So is that
Yes.
daily I'm looking at Cromford Report?
Cromford Report is huge. I am like screenshotting slides. I'm studying the slides. That's what everybody wants to know. That's what everyone asks a realtor, right? How's the market?
Yeah.
And you got to know.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just say, oh, well, interest rates aren't great, but they're probably going to turn around. You have to know more. You have to know more.
Is that a daily practice? Is that?
Cromford, I would say, is about a weekly practice, but again, staying up on the inventory, doing hot sheets for MLS and pulling those up is also a routine of mine. Mm-hmm. Just so we know, I want to know what happened in the last 24 hours. Always want to know what is coming up, what's going on.
And so is that something where it's just such a part of your routine, it's not even in your calendar, or is it something that you're like, no, I do that every day at 7 o'clock with my cup of coffee before the kids wake up?
Okay, the thing with my calendar is that it's all over the place, and that probably is because I have kids. And
you're in a reactive business.
Someone
calls you now and says, hey, I'm ready.
Exactly. And I would say most of my clients are not 9-to-5ers. So it's not like, no, I'm not working every weekend. No, it's not like 5 o'clock hits and I'm out showing houses. Most of my clients are not 9-to-5ers. I also have a lot of out-of-state clients. So I'm doing a lot of FaceTime showings and coordinating people coming in, picking them up from the airport, and then going to look at houses. So I can't necessarily say every Monday from 9 to 10, I am going to be
studying the market.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
Usually every Sunday night, I go through my calendar because usually by then I'll kind of have a snapshot of what the week looks like, and it's fluid. It has to be, but usually by Sunday I can look ahead and say, okay, when am I going to be prospecting? When am I calling my people? When am I loving on my people? When am I going to show up to this class? So usually by Sunday, I know what the week looks like.
Yeah, here's the proactive stuff that I'm 90% sure I'm doing.
Exactly.
Right? They can still ebb and flow.
Yep.
That's great. Yeah. So when you think about like calling your past clients now, they're in their house is a common one now because people are in their house. They've got a ton of equity. They're at 3%, right? What do those conversations look like? You're just staying in touch with them, right? But what would that conversation look like?
Yeah. So Yes, not everybody wants to leave their 3% or 2.75% interest rate, but the fact of the matter is people still want to move. People still, I think a lot of people, when they saw these like artificially low rates, they were like, I have to get in. And they got in and they waived their they waived their appraisal, or they waived this, and then they got in and realized, well, shoot, this house is not really what I actually want. This doesn't make sense for the functionality of my family. And so, I think a lot of people are sitting on properties right now that aren't necessarily good for them, and they don't have the resources to lenders like you that know products and know they have the resources to be able to fill the gap of what the want is, what the need is, and how can we make this come together. And life happens, people get jobs out of state, people get divorced, unfortunately, there's death. I mean, people have to move. And so it's really important to stay in contact with your clients, to know what's going on with them, not just on a business level, but a personal one too.
Right. Now, I know you have, obviously, especially how you take care of your clients, you have more personal relationships than their clients, but they're more personal. But the ones that aren't that deep, but you still have to make sure you're in touch with them. I mean, how many times are you reaching out? Is it two or three? Because obviously you have your invites to your events, so those are great.
So it's quarterly.
Okay.
It's quarterly. And then I have a monthly newsletter that goes out. And then it's kind of, if there is something that they need to know, something that's valuable to them, then I will make sure that message gets to them. Okay. Right. So again, it's fluid. It's not like, okay, it's Q2, I got to call my people.
Right.
But yeah, having those routines and having those systems in place help for sure. Mm-hmm. But there's always a reason. There's always a reason to call. And for me personally, having events is such a big win because you have a reason.
Exactly.
You're adding value to them.
That's why I like that. Plus, the events are not business or sales.
No.
Right? It's like, hey, come on out.
Yes.
If you come to our golf again,
Yep.
great.
Exactly.
Love to have you.
Which is more authentic to me anyways.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Tell me about the newsletter, because I've been tossing that back and forth. I'm actually trying to figure out, is there an AI platform that it can create more of it for me?
So I use Follow Up Results for my newsletter. So the first, it goes out. It goes out. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it goes out twice a month. The first part of the month has listings, our listings that we can advertise, and then it has specific articles related to Arizona or millennials, or 5 tips to spring clean your home.
Can you adjust those, or it's fixed?
No,
Okay.
I can adjust those.
Okay. You didn't want a recipe, or you did want a recipe?
You can pick them.
Okay.
And then we'll also include either an invitation to something that we're having, or just something outside the box that we want to get across. If it's an event that we are hosting, or, spring training's happening in Arizona, we want to make sure you know about it. So local events, not just articles. And then the second newsletter of the month is strictly market update. And it used to be really convoluted. And I started thinking, I think this is too much. It's, we get so many emails. I don't know that people want to click and read like paragraphs and paragraphs of what is going on in the market. They want quick bullet points.
Right.
So we revised that and did a quick bullet points for buyers and then for sellers, so that if people are sellers, they can just see that section, read it, and then get what they need out of that.
That's good.
Yeah.
Do you ever do videos to your database?
I don't. I probably should.
Welcome to the studio. I'm just wondering if you do, or ever
No.
wanted to, or thought that would be a good idea.
No, I don't. I think that probably is a good idea. I will do listing videos forever. I think that is crucial for every listing, no matter the price point. You got to do a video.
Is that of you walking through the property, or like you just with the camera behind the camera?
Both. But I think a professional listing video is huge.
I agree.
We're in the
Netflix age.
You gotta have
People
listing
want to
video.
watch stuff.
Yeah.
That's why we're here.
Yeah.
But also, when you think about, it went from static post to, then they had the Matterport, where you can do a virtual, almost gaming view through there. But
Which
having
those
the
are still
walkthrough,
cool.
those are really cool.
Yeah.
I actually reached out to them today.
Yeah.
Because on the new property,
It's
I don't have
helpful.
plans. So I was like, hey, can you just
Can
do
you
the
do a
plans for
map?
me?
Yeah.
They'll do the map.
Yep.
And it's measured.
It's measured, yeah.
But one
There's a
step
lot of
further.
MLS errors out there for measurements.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that people have more of a voyeuristic Netflix life, like I want to see reality. So they want to see a person walking through
Yep.
and show, like opening the door and showing the
Yeah.
big pantry or
Yep.
the outlets under the master bath or whatever it is. They want to see that rather than it's in a picture, it's in a caption.
100%.
It's just different.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then,
And it gets more views. I mean, that's our job as listing agents.
yes, money follows attention.
So,
So how do I get more attention?
yeah.
Right, and
Yeah.
which is going to then get you the more money, so more views. So I think I just enjoy the videos, but I just know the agents that have shot the videos. It's more informational, people see them, but it keeps you in front of your people.
It does. Absolutely.
And your age demographic and the up and comers are also on social. So to have your videos
that's the
there is just
thing.
where you need to be.
Yeah. And Facebook is not, I personally, I just don't use it. And so it's not where my people are. And so I
where are
don't
your people?
give it much life. Instagram. That's where they are.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't necessarily say that I focus on it. I think I have some room for improvement on social media, but it's not, I kind of have a love-hate relationship with it.
I
don't-
agree.
Personally, it's hard for me to like put more of myself out there and be that authentic person that people want to see you in your pajamas. I mean, so I struggle with that side and being a professional, right? So I've always struggled with that. And so that's,
But do you think going back to the people resonate with the real,
I know.
like the messy car?
I
'Cause
know.
You got the kids and they spill whatever.
Uh-huh.
And, like that you show that, not it just got detailed and
Yeah.
I'm getting into my car. You're like,
Yeah.
look, guys, I'm on for another day of real estate. It's not how it is.
not how it
It's
is.
not how it is. Here's
It's
me
not
going
it.
through the clean freak again
Yes.
twice and trying to vacuum. And
I'm at the car wash so many times. It's embarrassing.
is it almost every day?
No,
Every other day.
it's not every day, but
I'm like every other day.
I'm probably at the car wash 3 times a week.
Okay.
Even if
fair
I could
enough.
just get a little
Is it
spin.
black?
Yeah.
Yeah. So mine's white, but still I have to get because the bugs hit the windshield now because it's warmer. But it just annoys me when it looks dirty.
Yeah.
It's just annoying.
No.
But for you though, because I don't see clients in my car, so for you, you're more client facing. So there is
Yeah.
that pulling up in a clean car. It doesn't matter. The inside's the inside. But pulling up in the clean car where
Yeah.
they see the black and
Yep. And I rarely even have clients in my car. It's very rare
Yeah,
for me
but
to
it's-
ever
but
like
pulling
drive a
up.
client.
I'm going to meet
It is
them. I'm
pulling
meeting them at their house. Like pulling up, it can't be dusty.
No.
Is that a tan car? No, it's black.
No, it's black. It's been a minute.
Do you have the clean freak? Like you go through automatic, or do you just go to like one of the Jacksons or?
I have a cobblestone pass.
Yeah, so the pass.
Yeah,
yeah.
I
so
got
you
the
just go
pass.
anytime you want.
Yeah.
Yes.
They know me there. They're like, oh, she's back. Great.
Oh my gosh.
So they know the routine. I got to go in the back. I got to get all my kids' crap out of the car. And I'm like, sorry, there's dog hair too.
But going back, that's the real, right? When they see, you're out with the kids and they're playing
Mm-hmm.
their sports, I just think it keeps people connected. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like the love hate is, man, I don't want, it's just another thing. I'd rather enjoy the experience with the kids than
Yeah.
be,
Yep.
doing this
Well,
with the kids.
yes. And for social media, I mean, again, I'm from California. I've lived all over the country. I've met baseball people all over the country. And again, most of my clients are not those 9-to-5ers that live here. A lot of them are out of state. And so it's necessary, and
It's a
that's
way
why
that they
I
stay
love
connected.
it because
Right.
so it is necessary, and I love it for that to stay connected. But yeah, we all know there's a huge facade of what goes on Instagram, and I want to be as authentic
You
as
just don't do that.
possible. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's tough sometimes.
it is. It is. But you stay, just like your business, you just have your standards. This
Yep.
is how I operate. This is what
Yeah.
I do. This is what I accept.
Yeah, and for me, if a week goes by and I don't post, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah. Now
You
you might
know?
have certain people like, you okay?
Yeah, I know.
Or how are the kids? I haven't seen you post anything
Yeah,
lately,
yeah,
right? Like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Or
And I'm also not somebody that has like business all over my Instagram. I don't think people
Correct.
really care about it.
Right.
They don't
Well,
want to see that. And if they do, that's fine. They can probably find someone else that has enough real estate content for them. It's just not, again, it's not authentic to me. And so I think I feel like as realtors, we're always like, we go to the next class and this person says this, and then this person teaches this, and you have to find what's authentic to you and master that.
I agree.
Because there's so much you can do. You just
Love
have to
that.
figure out what works for you.
I love that. Because anything else, you're being not authentic to you, which is being fake.
Yeah,
it can't
that
last
does
long.
not feel good.
Yeah.
So
No, it doesn't. And it's, those are the things that won't keep you going, right? Especially when the market gets tough.
Yeah.
Sales come down.
Yep.
Things, it's
Yep.
the industry, the media. and
Yep.
That piles up. The community of having your team,
Yeah.
the standards that you created, the business model that you created that's authentic to you and what you want, how you're passionate about, will keep you fueling through all that crud.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Speaking of that, last one, the media's all over the place with I think the media is more fear-based,
Oh yeah.
try to get
Well, it's
clicks
clickbait.
and
Of
advertise,
course.
right?
Yeah.
And so that's why I think, again, going back to the social is just putting out the right information. So it doesn't have to be business all the time.
Yeah.
But at some point, I think, social is the connectivity to people to see the real you.
Yeah.
The behind the scenes. I'm going through the car wash again. Anyone else with me? And you're going to have
Gotta
people
get
that
the
are like,
dog hair
"Hey."
off me.
And there's people that are like, oh, that's cool. And then there's people like, oh my God, I had the same thing.
Yeah.
And then they'll remember that.
Yeah.
And they just remember it a little longer. So I think it gets you known, but it also gets you remembered from the people that are already on there
Yep.
following you. And so that's where I think, but also that's where you can push out proper information. So when you're putting out there, hey, just saw the statistic online, here's where the inventory really is, here's
Yeah.
where the increase is.
Yeah.
Not, hey, I saw this article and that's not right.
And the
Let me show
market's
you
going
the
to
real
crash.
number. Right.
It's not going to crash.
Pull up articles
We're
from last
good.
year
Yeah.
and say, hey, this obviously didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
Hope you didn't miss out on the opportunity last year, but if you did, now would be the time to
Yep.
at least talk to me. I'm not saying every day is the best time to buy real estate, but
Well,
I'll tell you, if you fast forward 5 years, it was a good day to buy real
You're
estate.
going to wish you did.
And in this market, I mean, you just see like you're saying, the inventory issues that we're having, where the predictions are for rates going. We just know the demand's coming. The
It
demand's already
is.
there.
It's there.
It's also coming
It is.
harder
Yeah.
when the rates come down because so many people have been waiting. And yes, there's an affordability issue. Yes, there's an inventory issue. That just means that there's appreciation
Yeah.
that's about to happen at another record level, like we just saw 3 years ago. So,
And we're all
if
going
you
to be
get
like,
in the game,
why
get in
didn't
the
we
game.
buy more real estate?
And I'm saying the
Why
same
were
thing to
we
myself.
so afraid?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. This was fun. Thanks for
fun.
coming in today.
Yeah. Thanks
Yeah, I
for
appreciate
having
it.
me.
Thank you.